Would you stop teaching if you won?
I don't think so. That's not in my plan. Being a counselor, like I said, takes about 30 hours per week. And for the amount of money, financially, I wouldn't be able to just be a counselor. It would be amazing if it was a full-time position. It might be something I would consider, taking a break from teaching, because again, it's only a 4-year term. But right now, that's not in the cards for me. It's not an option, and I wouldn't want to leave teaching. I love my students, I love my school, and we have a lot of good things going on in my school community.
Where do you currently teach?
I teach at Father Turcotte School, which is downtown on Hospital Street and Franklin Avenue. And it's an amazing school. I've taught there for the entirety of my short teaching career, so the last 4 years. And I just really enjoy it. I teach early entry, so I teach the preschool ages. I've also taught music. I taught music for 2 years there, and right now I'm doing the early entry and the Apple School Facilitator, which is an amazing opportunity. I get to visit all of the classrooms and help kids learn about making the healthy choice the easy choice. So it's just a really fantastic position. We've started a gardening club, so you'll see our garden beds outside, and just continuing those kind of things. It's a really great school. I love working there, and yeah, that's where I'm currently at.
What are your thoughts on Stephen Harper and President Obama?
I think running a country is a really big job, and I certainly don't envy them. I really like some of the things President Obama has done with trying to provide a more universal health care, so Obamacare for people. Canada is recognized for that, and I think it's great that another one of the bigger, more powerful countries in the world is looking at providing that. As far as Prime Minister Harper goes, I think him and his party are currently making some very interesting law changes that are a bit frightening to people, and it's causing a bit of uneasiness. So there's a lot of uncertainty right now, I think, in Canada as far as privacy, and if your freedom of speech is being protected. Are you allowed to protest? Those kind of things are up in the air, and it's unnerving for people, because if you have something you believe you should fight for, we live in a country where that should be a right, that you should stand up for something you believe in, and that's something I think is so important. So I hope that that the Prime Minister listens to the people, and when they say that this is something they don't agree with, there's people arguing against it, not just like, sorry, that's a cat toy, just standing up for what you believe in and listening to the people that you're supposed to be advocating for. You're supposed to be standing up for the people of Canada, and really, if you're making laws that are trying to silence them, I don't know if that's in their best interest.
How do your students feel about you running for council? Do they support you?
I teach early entry, so like my little ones aren't really, they're kind of confused about why they're seeing my face around town. Some of the older kids at my school have kind of asked about it, but I'm not supposed to talk about the campaign or anything like that during school time. It's just, you shouldn't be campaigning during work hours, which I think is a fair expectation, and I try to adhere to that. But I have had kids say if they could vote for me, they would, and honestly, that makes me feel really good. That makes me feel happy that I'm getting the youth engaged. They're talking about it in their classrooms. Grade 6, you guys know, you focus on municipal government, so it's great that those conversations are happening. But yeah, I think they're interested in it, and they're wondering why they're seeing my face around town, and that's as far as it goes.
What are you going to do for the municipality?
I think I'm going to do what I've been doing all along, which is give my opinion when asked, listen when people have valuable information to tell me. If they think their views aren't being heard, I want to be that ear. I want to lend that ear to those people, so that they're feeling that someone actually cares about what they think, cares about their experiences and their input. And I want to bring a focus of policy and procedure. So if you guys have read about the KMPG audit, there were a lot of recommendations on there, and I want to make sure that we're adhering to those, we're making sure there's proper policies and procedures in place in areas we were lacking, and then going above and beyond. Let's look into the future and look at what more decisions need to be made, and how are we going to prepare for those, and ensuring we have the right procedures in place so that everything is fair. There's no question about the way decisions were made, and it's easier for future counselors to kind of go right into their positions and make sure they're making the right decisions for the community.
Can you visit our class?
I would love to be able to visit your class. Unfortunately I can't during school hours, but if there was a day maybe some of you were able to stay after school and you wanted to set that up between myself and your teacher, I would totally be open to that. My school gets out around 3:45 and then I could zoom up the hill. Otherwise, I really invite you guys to keep at me on Twitter, connect with me on Instagram, send me emails. You can even text me 780-880-VOTE. And if you have questions that way too, please stay engaged. Even if I'm not the successful candidate, you guys still need to be on top of whoever gets in there and the current counselors, and make sure your voices are heard because you guys have valuable input too.